a benzo down the street, think my first name Enzo. Get some respect on my name, won't ever flip it for no change in the stool with it. I go dumb dumb. They get to spazzing with the drums where I come from. They get to loading up the choppers where I come from. They get to shooting down your dreams where I come from. This shit for real behind the scenes where I come from. Family told me in this line, zoo, it ain't no being humble. You rolling with the animals, think you from the jungle. I ain't messing with no child play, you played yourself. From the town we go stupid, it's embedded in me. Who better than me? I'm rocking with the Heem team, CEO dream team. Did it on my own, where my throne at. Young bull freeze fame like a Kodak. Oakland best kept secret, but y'all knew that. Wrap it up like a ribbon, I'm mummified. Who really rockin' with me? Who your dogs really is? Ain't no flocking I see. They with you grindin' or they whining, blood. Go run up a check, now let me flex. I was success like that fitted cap on your baby daddy's scalp. I plot on these racks, think my name Big L. Swear I had a dream, I'm Kareem with it.
Word. Hello, greetings. What up, though? Salutations. What are the other greetings we say? What does it do? Hello, hi, all of them. We bring them all. Welcome to the December 1st Friday under 21 open mic hosted by Chapter 510 and You Speaks in collaboration. I see some finger snaps. We can throw finger snaps for that. We can also do, the silent applause, all of that. We're here for cheers, emoji claps, whatever you got to give. I see some familiar faces from last time. I see a lot of new faces too. Really excited for y'all to be here. What this is, what it's gonna look like. I'm gonna say a couple of words and say some words about what we're gonna do here together. And then I'm gonna kick it to y'all because we're here to listen to, celebrate, and hear y'all. I have a hard time not talking on beat. Hey, I might just jump in and start talking on beat sometimes. Bear with me, even if it sounds corny. So the first thing I wanted to say is that we are in a digital, virtual world, but there are ways to show love to people as they go up and say the things. What's gonna happen is somebody say, "Give us the bars." Hey, okay, listen. So what's gonna happen is people gonna get on the mic and say things. What? No. So if you have stories, a story, if you have poems, if you have a song, if you have some sort of freestyle, you just want to rant about your week because we're living in a hellscape and every day there is something going wrong or wronger. Feel free to do that thing. You got about 5 minutes to do whatever it is you're going to do. Last time was really dope. Folks were checking in and were like, okay, I got time for another piece. And I was like, you can do a short one. And it was beautiful. So we'll work it out. If you start going over time, I'm going to have to, start doing some wild stuff in the camera. But also don't worry about that. Other things. Showing love. So as folks are speaking to their things, whatever it is, if there's something that you are really feeling, you can do the emojis. You can do the little. Don't judge my yellow emojis. I don't know how to change them to black, so just bear with me. Okay. So you can do clap emoji. You can hit them with the thumb up emoji. If you feel shocked, you can hit them with the wow. Did they just say what they just said? The other things you can do, you can hop in the chat. Say, whatever you can talk. I really love, personally, I'm gonna tell y'all what I love as a performer, as a poet. I love going in the chat and seeing people quote my lines. I feel like, I said that. So if you hear a line and you're like, ooh, you can put that in the chat. Be like, wow, they said this. You can throw any other sort of affirmations to the poet too, because again, they're gonna be in there afterwards. Thumbs up, that makes sense. Good with that. For sure. The other things that I wanted to say, trigger warnings, content warnings. Y'all are sharing whatever it is that you want to share. There is no bars, no restrictions. And so you might hear something that may trigger you. You may hear something that makes you feel uncomfortable, that takes you back to a place you may not want to be in. And so if you think that something in your piece may elicit that response, what you can do before you speak is say trigger warning for whatever content or subject is coming up. So I say a lot of things about violence, particularly police violence. So if I was doing a poem, I might say something like content warning for police violence, particularly against Black folks. And so you can do it. You don't have to do, but that's up there for you. If you're listening to a piece and you feel some sort of emotion, energy, feeling that you need some space for, you can step away. Feel free to turn the mic off. As we're on here, you can lay down. This is not a class. You can walk around the apartment. I think this is John Kennedy, indeed. Yes, take care of yourselves while as the open mic goes. There is a person who's going to be supporting folks. Is that true? They can tap in one on one with who's that person today? Someone could remind me.
I can definitely be that person. Also, let's see. Preeti is also gonna be that person.
For sure. So you can tap in with Jada or Preeti personally. If you want to hop in the DM and just talk about something that's going on with you, and you can just step away, no explanation needed. We'll be here when you get back. Other things, all drafts are welcome. This is not a showcase. This is not a slam. This is not the space where you need to have your shit all the way together. We won't be judging you. So if you got some stuff you wrote this morning, if you got something you want to go off the top for, if you got a draft you like, I don't know how I feel about this, bring it all. We want all forms of the words that you have to give here tonight. I say all the things. Okay, last thing. I told you I was gonna say a lot before we started. The last thing is before a poet goes, before a person goes, I'm going to say something called on deck and up next. Up next means you are going right after I'm done talking. And on deck means you're after the person that is up next. So I'm going to say a couple more things. I want to let the up next and on deck people know now so they're ready. So on deck, to start us off this evening, we have Opal. And if I butcher your name, I apologize. Feel free to correct me. Even if you want to throw a curse word at me too, I'm here to receive that. And then on deck we have Zara. So up next, Opal. On deck, Zara. Before we start, I want to do a real quick practice into making silent noise. So after the poet goes, I want to see what y'all are gonna do. I'm gonna say one line. I want y'all to pretend that is the last line from someone else that's going tonight. Okay. Word. So the line. words. And then the door was never closed again. Yes, beautiful, yes. Some of y'all are real dramatic. I saw the scrunch face like, I love it. Beautiful. Y'all are ready, from what I can tell, to have a wonderful evening. Thank y'all so much for showing up, whether you're coming to say the words or to listen to them. And with that, I'm going to introduce our first artist. This person is 17, repping El Cerrito. Please show all kinds of silence and digital love to Apollo.
Hello. Hi, my name is Opal. So it's okay. Opal is also cool. I wasn't expecting to read this poem today. However, yesterday or the day before, the Arecibo Space Telescope broke, or they announced that it broke and they are not going to go fix it. So, this is the poem I'm reading. An open letter to Carl Sagan from your friendly neighborhood extraterrestrial. Dear Mr. Sagan, in your book Contact, a young woman makes contact with aliens from outer space, but never with the Puerto Ricans on the very same island her Arecibo satellite is stationed. It is true that every warlord, every corrupt politician was only trying to conquer a fraction of our pale blue dot. But the people they hurt, their pain is larger than any galaxy. In that war, a child lost her home, her family, her favorite place to ride her bike, the tree she had her first kiss under, the hideaway where she learned how to read. All of it is gone. That despair and hopelessness is bigger than Andromeda. You may make pictures out of the stars, but no picture drawn out of scars will ever paint us as heroes, never paint us as anything more than trying to survive. Can't you see it? Can't you see? The innate human instinct is not curiosity. That is a luxury that comes after trying to survive. to be seen, to be heard. Can you hear it? Every time Mae Jemison was told she couldn't, every time Katherine Johnson heard the N-word, heard "call your wives, we're working late tonight," when Karen Nyberg was in a press conference before leaving for the International Space Station, she was asked how she would do her hair in space. Can you hear that erasure? Every bit of ingenuity, creativity, determination for her to get to be an astronaut, all erased because of what someone cannot unsee from the televisions. Maybe that's it. That's why people can fathom all the billions of miles between giant balls of gas in space. Because that's all that the stars are. They don't have feelings. We have found no aliens out there but ourselves. I ask you, Mr. Sagan, how long have you spent looking at the heavens? Is that more than the amount of time you've taken to talk to someone different from you, who shares 99% the same genes as you? Is that what makes us here, that little 1%? That you no longer see us as people sharing your same speck called Earth? Or is it lived experience that makes us truly different? Carl Sagan, how many times have you seen no one like you on television? How many times have you said something to a group of unhearing ears? How many times have you been rejected and someone with the same merit took the job instead? How many times have you walked into a room and everyone's eyes screamed, "Alien invasion"? Thank you.
Yes. Give it up virtually, visually, digitally for the poet. Thank you so much. Opal, got you. And I also, I have a shoddy memory sometimes. So at the next open mic, if I mess your name up again, not just you, but anyone here, please correct me. I do not mean any harm. I just need repetition. Am I correcting? Hey. Okay. So the other thing that's gonna happen in between the people that go, the poets, the speakers, I'm gonna be dropping announcements. This is a joint collaboration between You Speaks and Chapter 510. Boom, bam. You have to do that every time you talk about the collaboration. I don't make the rules. Yeah, just like that, Sandy. Can we give it up for DJ Sandy? DJ High Bun and Peace Signs. Got a real poet. That's right, man. Ready for the slam. I miss the choreo. Get crazy out here. And so they have a lot of dope things. We have a lot of dope things going on for you all. Spaces that are being curated, workshops, all of that. DJ High Bun and Peace Signs, indeed. But I've talked a lot in between this section, so I'm not going to take up any more time. On deck, yep, that's how that goes. We have our feature, Tova. Oh my God, Tova! But coming up next, please show all kinds of virtual, digital, visual love to Zara.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm from Toronto, actually. One of my mentors actually recommended this, so I'm like, okay, you want? Yeah, why not, right? And I have a slam tomorrow, so I just want to try out this new poem to make sure it works. And trigger warning abuse. Yeah, let's get that out there. Okay. Your father is the first man you learn to love. But what do you do when the first man you learn to love is not worth loving? Do you run? Hope the pain leaves your soul from the soles of your shoes, or do you stay? Frozen in place, icy tentacles encased around the body, a cephalopod of a puppeteer controls your life like through loose strings and firm wrists I cannot forgive, since memory forbids that I forget, since memory is explosion of ripples at a drop of a pin. Pin puddle drop silence is all that I know of. Begging to be recalled. Time rings in my ears, and I'm 3 years old, standing in front of a puddle of blood that is not mine. My mother, wounded with a tomato face crumpled like paper at the hands of my father. I was 3 years old. The oldest memory I know. What do you do when the first man you learn to love is considered a monster? No, she says. He's sick. No, mom screams. It's work. It's stress. It's all men. It's I, the woman. It's dirty dishes and snow days. You better respect him, child. He is your father after all, child. I wonder when she will say it is him. I am learning that self-blame is a shadow of suicide, is when the victim takes a gun pointed at them and claims it as a bounty for survival. The women in my family are survivors. We are raised to be whole and still fix the holes in the broken men doing the breaking. Guilt is a heartbeat I resent for being alive, a reminder that I see more light in him than darkness. What does that say about me? What does that say about her? What does that say about the women before us who are raised to believe to simply exist is victory? Yet the victims are never beaming in victory. To run or to stay, that is the question, no. To forgive or forget or to shatter is what I ask, no. How do you stay alive by simply existing? She smiles. Her lips water down, soap dripping from the edges of her wrinkles. I'll be just fine. Just fine, just fine, just fine, just fine. The words begin to lose meaning. Her words, once a lullaby, now bring me no sleep. And I reach for her soft skin and pull her in. And in this moment, we are two shattered women, nothing but whole. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for that. If you want to give something back to the poet who just gave us so much, you can type love in the chat as one word, love. Thank you so much for that. Some lines that stuck with me. You said pen puddle drop silence. Actually, that's the only thing I'm gonna share. I'm just be sitting with that for a second. The music of that line. Chilling, man. Thank you. Dope. So it's that time in the evening where we are going to introduce our features as part of these under 21 monthly open mics remix. So it is a monthly first Friday open mic, but we'll be skipping January. So the next time we can say, from wherever you are, I too am sad. We'll be back here in February. So don't look for us. Don't look for this particular space in January. But as a part of these open mics, we're gonna have features. So we have folks coming up to say things, maybe for the first time. The features are folks that we know be doing the damn thing and continue to do the damn thing, and also growing. Not to say that they have reached some sort of level of perfection. But yeah, we out here. These are the people. So tonight, I'm excited to introduce our feature, Tova. I'm gonna get this bio and give you all the good words of Tova. If you hear something in the bio that you really resonate with or that you rock with, you can say wow in the chat. So Tova Ricardo is Youth Speaks in Chapter 510 family, who has rocked stages from under 21 open mics and events like Curiosity, the College Union Poetry Slam Invitational Finals. I'm gonna take a break and type wow. Wow. I resonate. Boom. Hailing from the San Francisco Bay Area, Tova is a senior at Columbia University, studying English and sociology, and is an award-winning writer and spoken word artist, having served as a 2013 Oakland Youth Poet Laureate. And there's more, it does not stop. And is a recipient of the American Jewish Press Association Simon Rockower Award for Excellence in Personal Essay. Whew. You hadn't typed wow yet, you can type it in there. But right now, you can also show virtual, digital love to Tova.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me well? All right. It's good seeing y'all. I'm really happy to be back in this space. I feel like I haven't been in like a Youth Speaks environment in a long time. This is really like a place that You Speaks and Chapter 510 were places that helped nurture me, as a young poet. Got to be the Youth Poet Laureate of Oakland, got to do Curiosity. So I have so much love for everyone here, and Chapter 510 and You Speaks for just allowing me to share my poetry. So I'm going to read probably 4 poems, and I'm just going to go through them, and I can't wait to hear the rest of y'all tonight. But thank you again for having me. Blessed be pearlstone teeth and a Sunday night family and Fresh Prince marathons with dad till he passes out. Coke can in one hand and How Light Crystal in the pocket. Blessed be a damn good day. Blessed be what a Black woman did for herself today. For the grief, for the soul, blessed be a Black woman who turns villainization into a twist out. Blessed be broken acrylic nail nestled under the silk pillow. Blessed be the new and the old growth. Blessed be the distant wave to an Africa she'll never know. If you have had the pleasure of knowing a Black woman, you did not deserve her. In order to survive, she hid her hoops behind the college orientation name tag. She reduced her Blackness into a woman of color, into a woman. So she tries to do good. She keeps holy madness to a minimum, preambles her name into an apology. It's 1:15 midnight, and she walks the rest of 6 blocks alone without a catcall. Checks the group chat to make sure everyone is back all right. They say yes. She wonders if anyone would have noticed if she didn't. Black woman wipes the makeup off, looks into the mirror to do so. Black woman thinks of a happy place. It's been gentrified. Black woman thinks of her best friend. She's dead. Black woman matches up the bed, looks out the window one last time. A poplar winks. Black woman trembles in the last life, figures even the poems couldn't save her, and how peaceful she will finally be as ash. She tends a garden of lavender, yellow buds, and salted tears. She holds her side from the pain of never trusting her body. She winces as the pressure pushes against each tight muscle. She brings a lavender stalk closer to her nose. She breathes in. She breathes in. She breathes in. She smells a good kind of earth. She is unsure if she can trust. She tends a garden of lavender, yellow buds, and salted tears. She has not returned to the South in decades. She is afraid that the land will look down on her. She is afraid that she looks like a woman who never learned to be as gentle with herself as she is with the land. Thank you. After Safia Hilo, I am 2 days returned to Oakland, and the city rests before the first gunshot of the night rings us into the new year. Beheaded Black boys swing through a molten sky. Brown girls with braced grins sip Arizonas through neighborhoods, looking too good to be true. I watch white people talk near the bus stop and never get on. I watch white people watch me buy frosted pies and Zataran rice from Yemeni guys who smile with golden eyes when they know you. I come home paler, with 2 degrees, a new relationship to God, and stories of being asked what I was mixed with. I spend my days walking in and out of borders defined by languages I have found a home in. I come home with new ways to talk about the city I can't save. A new border, who I choose not to name, makes but a memory of warm smiles and Black men behind them. I was raised an Oakland kid, and I have been losing my home ever since. The summer and I have grown tired of one another. I start to daydream about Harlem and the rivers of incense down 125th. I sit in a thin blue lawn chair and lick mango sugar from my fingers. A sea of shadows settle at my feet and a lynch mob runs circles around my grandfather's shop. Beer keg in one hand, my severed head in another. A horizon of hearses engine grind the concrete. Dress shoes and Coke bottles catch my fall. I peel from my body that is sick of being a body and speak of no sadness but my own. Blood curdles and a new development rises. I call out my city's name and Oakland disappears. Thank you. So the last piece, I have one more piece. I think, well, actually, I'm gonna perform two more pieces. One is about my grandmother, and then one is another one. But I was like, I feel like I need to do a grandma poem right now because that's the spirit. Okay. There is something about my grandmother and the way her Southern accent comes out at my Blackest moments. She always stands strong like a Black woman from the South ought to do, had to do. Told me there is no room for shyness or fear because you can't let these white folks scare you. Every time I'd come to her house, my grandma spoke intelligence into my name. It was Friday morning, and she already laid out a whole world. Books, notepads, and pencils. Those were the days when I spent my mornings with grandma, spelling cards and whatever Pa made in the kitchen, tuna sandwiches spread with the love, and I never wanted to leave. I could sit there and listen to my grandma's smile speak me into a bayou I never knew. Grandma taught me never to surrender my heritage, my voice. Even though she had to leave Louisiana, my heart didn't. Grandma made me who I am today, was the mother I always wanted, looked at me and saw worth. Grandma prepared me for this world, crossed me with her rosaries and brown hands, grandma's smiles. And I wonder why I was looking to the sky for God. She calls me Black, like it's my first name. I am the daughter of people who have nowhere else to go, no other land to run away to. This is it. My voice is full of my grandma's English, scattered Louisiana Creole, and a diaspora of unkillable names. This is how I speak. This is how I keep my ancestry alive. I talk the way I talk, do it proud like grandma. Oops. Who taught Oakland children how to read, who made a home out of a great migration and hope. Black folks take me downstairs and we cry out to an Africa we'll never know. My grandma wipes my eyes and she knows I'm tired. Thank you. So once again, thank you all. I haven't honestly been looking at the chat because I've been just reading my poems, but I see that there's so much love. So I wanted to say thank you again for having me. This is so amazing. I'm just so happy to be back in this space. So this piece is called Black Palm and Honey Voice. In the secular world, I sing all my blues in the ash of diaspora. Each accented het rise into a bloody assimilation. I sit eastward with my legs covered to the white dust of my kneecaps, and no one asks me if I know what my name means. A Hamza ascends from all the motherlands I am told to go back to or leave. She braids her fingers into an incense sun, the color of love-dawn hoops on embered skin. Across the park, a salon of women eat thick hummus to a backdrop of a Chinoam Nini lullabying us into fluency. A dozen bouncing payas sing Shalom Aleichem through the streets and get to keep their flesh. I scoop constellations of pomegranate rubies from a bowl, thank sweet baklava in a broken Hebrew. I sink my forehead into a golden spine of yeast and weep in a black palm and a honey voice. Hebrew watches me, remember each other 100 decades before the fire bombings. I know not if she wants anything to do with my fumbled prayers, my anglicized pronunciations, my tongue dreaded in the dialect of erasure. An evil eye dresses in the laugh of each man who made my family lose all of our language. I sing Tumbalalaika in the wombs of nesting dolls and call this Russia. I close my eyelids to the old country, or Yerushalayim, and find a pogrom where a name should be. Thank you very much for having me.
Hey, that's all, folks. That's it. The stage needs a minute. Wow. Thank you, Tova. This moments like this I hate. I have to host. I just want to sit back, like, take a second. Man, can we take a collective breath? I don't know what those coordinations look like on the screen, but breathe in, breathe out. Yes. Thank you, Tova, for all of that. I don't even know. Do we have words for what we just received? I'm gonna throw your words back. I think your words are only words that can really encapsulate. You said I was raised an Oakland kid and I have been losing my home ever since. You also said I was yeah. I am the daughter of people who have nowhere else to go. Thank you, Tova. I've said thank you a bunch of times, but I'm really, really grateful. Yeah, we're gonna keep this thing moving right along. As I said, having some announcements coming from each of these organizations. Like we said, Chapter 510, Youth Speaks, collaboration together. A little bit about who Chapter 510 is. Chapter 510 is a Made in Oakland youth writing, bookmaking, and publishing center. We provide safe space and supportive community with a focus on Black, brown, and queer young people to bravely write. We believe writing is an act of liberation, and we offer free writing workshops and publishing programs for Oakland youth. So check out our website, tap in chapter510.org. And on the social medias, you youngsters get on. No, I'm just playing. I'm on there too. On Instagram and Twitter, all of that. Whew. Yeah, I need a second. So you hit me right here.
I'm reading through y'all's messages and I'm literally tearing up, like dead ass. Like I needed just all that love, and I really do appreciate y'all. I really do.
Yeah. So the first joint I'm gonna announce here. It's a weekly writing workshop hosted by Chapter 510, facilitated by yours truly. It's called Words Like Hammers. We get together every Monday at 4 p.m. If you're interested in writing the things we write, essentially poems against the state, man. If you're interested in writing, Words Like Hammers literally come through. Okay, you're facilitated by our host. Yes, he hosts, he facilitates, he does it all. Amazing. Kicking us back into the open mic on deck, we have Michelle. But coming up next, Dina, I'm so sorry. I don't think I gave you proper time to prepare, but you are up next. You're going like right now. You can take a second, take your time getting ready, but you're on right now. No pressure. We got you. On deck, we have Michelle. Step away. Let me tell a joke while you get ready. Okay. Let me get it together so I don't mess it up. Okay. Why were the watermelon and honeydew upset? Any guesses? That's not an answer. Yes, there we go. The list keeper had it because their parents told them that they can't elope. Thank you so much. My set is still forming. I've got a 45-minute set of fruit jokes. Stay tuned for that. I think our next artist is ready, so I'm gonna kick it over to Dima. And we show all kinds of virtual, digital, and visual love.
Okay. I've been reading some stuff online. I don't know why I'm so nervous now, but I'm good. New shit. So it's supposed to be like, okay, I'm just gonna say this poem's called COVID. All right. The world is a paused video. No one around me has wait, still buffering. The world has lost traction, but everyone around me runs their path. So why do I feel like I'm walking backwards? The world is a cliff that's crumbled from the top, decapitated, while everyone around me is climbing higher as I slide down fascinated. The world has lost color. But everyone around me is that much brighter, louder, an explosion on canvas. Is that why I'm dull like a rainbow, bone dry of vibrancy? The world has become still. But why are they still advancing past me, like a wave crawling up the shore? Is that why it looks like I'm moving deeper into the ocean? Since when did everyone start moving right when society stopped? Should I not sit down like I was told? Should I not teach myself embroidery and plan my workouts from home? Don't want to hold still for any longer, but don't want to risk it and be still forever. All year round, I've been short on time, always behind. The longest 2 minutes are the ones right before the deadline, but now my prayers are answered, and I can afford to start catching up. But something about this luxury left me paralyzed and confused. By the time I can move again, the day is over and I find myself deeper in a sea of procrastination. I'm so tired of sitting and thinking, but I can't get myself up, stuck to looking at my phone, buffering along with this video. And now the year is almost over, running through months like river water. Remember how scared I was when it all started? Down and dreadful, but now I see the horizon. Now I remember to swim. Thank you.
Yes, can we show some extra love to Dima, giving us new shit straight off the phone. Shout out to No Name. Forever, for always, for everything. Hey, hey. So that was Dima 16 repping Pacifica, and also got called on the spot, and I had no heads up, went straight for it, and gave us some shit. Thank you again. So on deck, we have Cindy coming up next. We have Michelle. Ain't no ocean floor when you can be a Jesus now. Don't feel the light that dwells deep within.
Hi. My name is Michelle Arango. The pronunciation is a little weird. It's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try to share like at least 3 poems today, hopefully. And like one of them is like literally new. I wrote it during this, but yeah, like before this, but it's okay. Anyway, okay. This is a really old one I found like a few moments ago, but I kind of liked it, so I'll go. As much as I fear the light, as much as I want to shine, I hold myself back with all my might. I hold myself to my word that I'm fine. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for my integration to the community. Thank you for the phobia. It's what makes me strive towards utopia. Shine the light in my direction. Align the moonlight with my reflection. The stars serve as the backdrop, as Mars brings my nerves to a calamitous stop. The chance to change overwhelms me. To enhance my strength, self brings me to enhance my strange self, it brings me to a pause. A penny for my thoughts, plenty of money to tie my stomach to knots. I struggle to know if I'm enough. So that was the first one. And this one's like a really rough one that I wrote a few days ago. Okay. Guess I've always been scared of healing. Broken shards surround me, and I guess it's not appealing. Yet I hide them away from you, shroud myself in barriers, doors in between that won't ever make me happier. They keep me from you. Maybe I'm just a little bit see-through, vying for attention in this crystal glass dimension. Looking for what the wind blew inside my little cove of woes. I long for you from shore to shore, my darling with a heart of gold, whose love for me she does withhold. The sweetheart who sees right through me, whose hugs so warm feel just like glue, feeling the crevices of my wounds, healing the blood in the gash, soft lips of sand as the waves in my heart crash. I'm broken glass, scattered shards all around, healing me and growing the witch grass, the bothersome weed that reflects my greed. To have her, to hold, the girl with the heart of gold, the golden joining, Kintsugi, well, it's she who repairs the broken porcelain girl. Won't you heal my heart? Will you tear us apart? Impale the shards into my skin, anything to see you grin. I'm broken all around, don't you see? The girl made from porcelain, fragile strength on her cheek, yet she's broken and dead and healing here in exile. I wish for the honey-hued glue, wishing to be put back together. I want to feel whole again. I need to heal to appeal to her. The golden girl who radiates warmth, the golden joining of us together. The sharp glass around us, the gold in my scars, the broken barrier and us joined together. I long for the healing, for a little more feeling. I hide away from the hurt, and the glass attempts me to keep alert. I'm glad for you. I'd hate for you to bleed, to be a victim of my greed. I wait for the golden sun to rise, arms that want to hold you. The doors are open for her, the golden joinery. She fixes the porcelain I keep breaking. Okay. And then this is the one I wrote literally probably like an hour and a half ago. So it's still very rough. I'm just like sharing all of my rough drafts right now. I'm airing laundry. Okay. If I had a penny for your thoughts, a dollar for every word you spoke, my stomach would turn to knots, and the roses would turn to smoke. The worms in your brain would spill on the sidewalk, from your head to crack, and they'd wiggle in the rain. A las mariposas les encantan las rosas. There are lides in my thighs from whence the butterflies cry. There are roses in my thorns from where you place the horns. You put your horns on me, y te lo voy a repetir. A las mariposas se les acaban las horas de llanto. Con el sonido de vallenato se convierten venenosas. Penny for the rain, a dollar for your warmed brain. Bring on the April showers to care for my flowers. Smoked roses are under our noses. The chemical steeped petals, sickly sweet, they have me beat. Your thorned lips taste like metal. De aquí a Nayarit. Y a las mariposas les encantan mis rosas. Me llaman hermosa y flor venenosa. Para las mariposas ya sienten dolor. Your words worth a dollar make me feel smaller. Make me feel alone. The butterfly's wings float as the wind sings, and I am on my own. Mis ojos arden as my outer shell hardens. El amor arde y ya es muy tarde. A las mariposas les encantan mis rosas. A las mariposas descansan en las rosas. So yeah, thank you. I hope you didn't mind like it switching back and forth.
I see you, DJ, with the thematically relevant music. Let me give it up for Michelle. Again, thank you so much. There's so much to say. I appreciated how it was like every poem was getting newer and newer. I thought we were gonna get to a freestyle, and then she's like, yeah, and I didn't even write this one down. It's coming off the top. Thank you so much for giving us all the rough. Like I said, give us the rough drafts, give us the no drafts. We want it all. Zara, if you're still here, I meant to say good luck on your slam. Yeah, to them. Don't be nice, be necessary. Other things. If you have joined us later in this evening, if you joined us later in the evening, and you haven't signed up but you want to, you hit up Giovanna. Giovanna is waving right now. Also has the list keeper next to their name. My other favorite one is Don't Be Nice, Beyonce. What else? Did I say all the things? Oh, Michelle said wishing to be put back together. If you two are wishing to be put back together, can you say in the chat? Michelle, no, we here. We here with you. So on deck. Oop, no, one more thing. So many things in between. That's it. Boom. So like I said, we have We'll Rock It today in a collaboration, Chapter 510 and You Speaks, as well as writing and performance workshops popping every Wednesday. Can y'all hear me? Okay, okay. I saw your stuff. I'm like, oh shoot. I'm gonna put the link because it got messed up with that. I'm gonna put the individual link. But if you're trying to get down, sign up, hop in weekly or one Wednesday every now and then. Javen, you're so cool. I'm trying to be like you. You are the goals of coolness. You gonna sign up? You gonna put your name on the list, Javen? You know? Okay. But on deck, going back to the open mic. On deck we have Sander, but coming up next, we have a person coming from Houston, Texas. Shout out to all the Houston people in the world, and the Stallion's knees and Beyonce's everything. Please show all kinds of virtual and digital love to Cindy.
Hi, I'm Sydney. I have two poems. They're both rough drafts because I literally wrote them like a few days ago, maybe a week ago. But yeah. So. Because of you, I've learned that saying I love you does not mean I love you. Every day with you felt like a war that never seemed to end. Because I felt like I had to choose between myself and you, and I wasn't allowed to love both at the same time. I remember that day when I cried a river as you kept bombarding me with I'm sorry. I promise I won't hurt you again. I promise I'll do better. I love you. Every day after that felt like deja vu. Because I'm sorry became your favorite words to use. It became your secret weapon to stop my tears and for me to forgive you instantly. It became your number one reason for guilting me into stay because at least you said you were sorry. As if words can substitute actions. And I'll admit, at one point I did believe that because I thought I knew that you loved me just because you said you loved me. At one point, it was the number one reason why I loved you. Until one day, the words I love you didn't seem enough for me anymore. In fact, it felt like it had lost its meaning. It started to sound like a broken record, and the only thing that it meant was sweeping dust under the rug. It was like an excuse to keep ripping off the bandages on my wounds instead of allowing them to heal. It's funny how I was so afraid of letting you go, but I didn't want to because I didn't want to be alone. But after I managed to let go of you, I exhaled a breath of relief. The war had finally ended, and I was finally coming back home to myself. Because of you, I learned that saying I love you does not mean I love you. Words cannot fill the space of needed affection. And after the day I left you, I finally had the chance to fall in love with the one who needed to feel my affection the most, me. Okay. So my next rough draft is called Ode to Mariola Elwood. It's about my grandma. Yeah. My father had told me that when you had died, he stood outside crying. And it was then when the sun had peered out of the clouds and dried his tears. He told me that the sun had reminded him of you. And it's now that I think I finally understand that. You see, although you were in my life for a short time, every day with you felt like an endless summer. The grass was always green and the sky was always blue and the sun was always out. I remember the day when out the blue, you threw me and my siblings a SpongeBob party, since it was our favorite show, even though you thought it was ridiculous. But it was because that it was our favorite show that you turned it into a celebration. I remember the days where you would take us to the mall and we would always go to ride the carousel because it felt like an endless circle of joy. I remember the day when you felt like your final hour was about to make its entrance, yet when we walked through the door, its entrance was delayed. A child's joy must be contagious because the way your face lit up and you quickly got out of bed just to play a game of Operation felt like death no longer existed and that we would be together forever. I remember the day you passed on, and our parents broke us the news. But instead of crying, we shouted and cheered because our best friend had earned her angel wings, and we knew that a spirit like yours could never die. You see, although you were in my life for a short time, you taught us that no matter how dim and unkind life may seem, it is still something worth celebrating. You gave us a carousel of memories that we would never get tired of because it brings us an endless circle of joy. You gave us your memory, and it will never fade. I remember one day I had cried wishing that I had gotten more time with you. That night I had a dream that a little girl who looked like me but felt like you was sitting with me, and it felt like the sun had dried up all the rain. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Sydney. We show all the ritual love, finger snaps, hand waves, stank faces, all that. Thank you. Y'all bring all the roughness tonight, all the self-proclaimed rough drafts tonight. I appreciate it. I don't know. I'm not there. I'm not in that place. I'm not getting rough drafts in public yet. I want to get as brave as y'all, but I appreciate y'all doing it. It's inspiring. So for the folks on YouTube, easy to forget that we are also doing YouTube. The workshops, the weekly workshops we speak. Yeah, for folks 13 to 19 years old. You can find out more information on the Speaks website, or you can tap in with them on social media. I find out everything that's happening on their Instagram and their Twitter. That's very active there. Those are ways you can tap in. So we've talked about both sides. We've got writing workshops with Chapter 510. We've got writing workshops with Speaks. I don't know if you knew, but Chapter 510 also has a lit mag specifically for young folks. And so if you have some work that you've gone to those workshops, or you haven't workshops at all, so that's also cool. But if you've gone to the workshops and you're like, ooh, this is fire, I want to put this out into the world, Chapter 510, take this. You can go to that link and submit your things, your stories, any genre, poems, essays, all of that. That link, send your things. Thank you again, Sydney. On deck, we have Julia coming up next. Right now, we have someone who's 12 years old, repping Oakland, show all kinds of visual, digital, virtual love for Stander.
Hi, I'm David, and today I'm doing a newly revised rough draft called Where the Mask of Death Lies. The day my sister died, I was covered in a mask of death and lies, pretending it's all okay, but knowing it'll never be the same, knowing that she's gone permanently and nothing can solve it, acting tough even though you want to cry, drowning in an ocean of tears. The final breath, oh, you see the beautiful angel on the bed, her eyes shut, resting in an eternal sleep that nobody can wake, being assured it's all okay, but knowing not to believe their deceptions. They will only strike you down every time you think about it. When your death comes, thinking about things you have done and the good you've done. But no, she did not get that chance. Not like a lot of others you see. Someone said it was time and took her body to say goodbye. Her body is still with us, but her soul is up in the skies. Knowing you'll never be the same, trying to do what she would want, grinning about their lives. Knowing that they will ask what's wrong, and knowing nothing will close the void in my chest, and the lost piece has gone and flew on into the sky. Beyond my reach and eyes, in one unreachable place, until it is my time, my final breath, the time to reflect until the day I die. Unreachable space until the passing time, the time to leave forever and discover a new world that was before beyond our reach. But I think on now, the brother and sister now, when is their time? Will it be before me? All that beauty gone in the blink of an eye. Another mask worn. Another one died.
Yeah. Thank you. Y'all already said all the words in the chat. But thank you so much for giving us that. Then that revised rough draft. Shout out to Revision and rough drafts. We're here for that too. We have like these things that we're ready to show the world. This is the final thing, and we have the roughness. We also have in between edits. Shout out to that. Shout out to you. Thank you. Hey. Feels like we're I feel like this is a skating song. For sure. Tech support, if you could support me technically. I'm gonna put this in the chat. Could you paste it over on the YouTube chat? Is that possible? Okay, dope. So I was thinking, because there's not a lot of words to say. I think the links will be helpful. But so another announcement we have for you. If you have more words you submitted to chapter 5.0 and you're like, wow, I still got work. I still got rough drafts and revised drafts. And you know, I have this new thing that I'm writing right now that I'm gonna send. You can submit to the You Speaks mixtape, which is accepting submissions until January 1st. The link is in the chat. The only stipulation is that you have to be 13 to 19 years old. They are specifically looking for poems, interviews, and however your voice manifests. So if you got some work you want to send, and you don't have to submit to chapter 5.0 first. If you want to submit to You Speaks first, either one. Because again, this is a collaboration. On deck, we have Ashley. I see you, Zeus, getting added to the list. On deck, we have Ashley. But coming up next, please show all kinds of virtual, digital, and visual love to Julia, who is, real quick, a few things about Julia. She's gonna get better at this. Julia is 16 and repping San Ramon. One more time, show love to Julia.
Hey y'all, I'm really excited to be here today. And I have two poems that I like to read. And the first one is called Ichariba Chode. Ichariba Chode, phrase, a saying upon meeting someone new, a spirit of hospitality and friendliness to strangers. Once we meet, we become brothers and sisters. My, what big teeth you have. Oh, and before I start, I should probably say that trigger warning for rape. My, what big teeth you have. All the better to eat you with, my dear. The thing about big bad men is that they don't seem like big bad men at first. When he first slid onto the stool beside her and asked the bartender for 2 Manhattans, she didn't know he was a wicked creature with a taste for young girls. That smoothing, talking fucker. His hands was resting on her thigh when he nodded towards the door, winking, and with a knowing smirk, and entranced, she followed. He pushed her onto the bed, pinning her wrist against the headboard, and he told her that in his culture, it's customary for a man to consume his loved ones, to make them a part of himself in everything he does. I promise to relish your flesh and tear into you with sharply fresh teeth. When the deed is done, I'll wear a lock of your hair around my neck and cradle your skull close to my heart. And wrap your fingers around my waist and hold you close, so close we'll be one. Alarmed, she stands up to leave, but she hears her mother, eyebrows raised, as she handed her daughter a purse of fresh bait. Well, maybe you shouldn't have worn a hood blood red, my dear. You might as well have just asked for it. And she sits back down, lips sealed shut, eyes casted on the cover of the moon. He reaches a finger beneath her chin, turning her to face his eyes, golden in the dark. My, what big teeth you have, all the better to eat you with, my dear. And the second one is still unnamed. It was written a few days ago, so yeah. And it's about my experience as a Vietnamese American. 20 years back, my mother stepped off her first flight onto the soils of Hot Spring, Arkansas. She waited in front of the airport in search of my father's car, and a man had pulled her close by the waist, and with an alcohol-laden breath stated that he had never fucked a Chinese woman before, 12 years later, my classmates would crowd me, grabbing my hair with their dirt-grimed fingers because they had never seen anyone like me. A year ago, age 15, I was walking down the subway with my friends. We were on our way to San Francisco, and a man had called out to me that he wanted to hold me and he wanted to keep me. Is this the price that I pay to live the American dream? Is this the tax that comes with being a hyphenated American? My mother was reduced to whispers in broken English and desperately flagging down anyone for help with the fear in her eyes. But I am a Vietnamese American and I stand on the soil as an equal. I'm not an exotic pet. I'm not an accessory. My mother, my father did not immigrate for me to be any less than an unpalatable fastness. I'm not confined to an language barrier. I was born with the audacity to scream. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Julia. Poet said, I was born with the audacity to scream. If something that Julia said resonates with you, can you put in the chat, say we got you? Or I got you, yeah, all of that. Thank you, Julia. Dope. So on deck, currently wrapping the evening for us. We got Zoo, but coming up next, someone repping San Francisco, 17. Give it up. Give all kinds of digital, virtual, and visual love to Ashley.
I wrote this poem not too long ago. I was kind of feeling sad, I guess. I only have one, but here it is. It's called New Lover. New lovers, starting over, meaning you are in another state of asking, what's your favorite color? But you like it. You like that there is yet another spark in your boring life. You have to enjoy it while it lasts. Once you're out of that stage, you're back to just you and someone you love with nothing but memories keeping you together. What is love? I think love is when you can accept all the flaws, the good and the bad, the up and the down, even when you know there are a billion other people in the world who might be able to do better. It's the vision of, I want to spend the rest of my life with you, even if you are two middle-aged couple going through a midlife crisis. It's the empty I love yous with a hint of let's have sex to ignore the problems we don't want to point out in our relationship. It's the what do you want our story to be when we have kids and grandkids and they ask, so what's your love story? In a time where most people meet online and it's not a cliche, I'll sing in front of your house to get you to date me. In this period, it's all about the parties and the one night stands. It's the empty I love yous with the secret of I'm seeing someone else behind your back. It's a horrible time to be in love. It seems like no one is really ready anymore. After all of that, we still decide to go from lover to lover in search of the one, new lovers. That's it.
Thank you, Ashley. I love how y'all be dropping fire and then it's just like, yeah, that's all I have. Yeah, you just cracked our heads and hearts open. And it was amazing. Thank you for that. For sure. So we've come down to the last announcement and we're really looking forward to. Oh, thank you, Dima. I appreciate it. I know y'all have really been enjoying the announcements most of all tonight. I'm sure that's That's been your favorite part. We've got one more. So someone said that they were preparing for a slam earlier. If you were listening really intently to Tova's bio, you heard about a slam in there, College and Poetry Slam Invitational. By the way, it was today, 3 days ago, December 1st was my birthday. But y'all can tell me happy birthday if you so choose. But if you're trying to get down with slam is a competitive way to perform poems. It's dope for a lot of reasons. It's also nerve-wracking for a lot of reasons. Someone said they were extremely nervous earlier. I don't remember who it was. Actually, it was Dima, yes. And then Dima dove right in. I think slam is all about that. Like, this is weird, this is very strange, but here's my whole soul, right? And there's a lot that comes out the other end of it. So if you're trying to get into like that process of what it means to like think about timing a piece, really performing a thing. Yes, Sagittarius, gang. Shout out to us, the best sign ever. We don't talk about it. If you're trying to get down with what You Speaks, the space that You Speaks is holding for that, it's for SFUSB participants, October 15th to December 10th, led by EJ Walls. You can register at the link here. Gabe, can you throw that link in the YouTube chat too? Appreciate you. Teamwork. And speaking of slam, we've reached the real end of tonight's. A real treat to introduce this last artist. Met him while doing things with the You Speaks Slam team for Brave New Voices. This is I want to say more things. It's my little brother. He is an amazing rapper, performer, artist, community member, all the things. And he loves Crocs, and so he's extra good in my book. And if you don't like Crocs, you can see me and Zoo socially distanced in a parking lot next Friday at 3 p.m. No, I'm just playing. We will not be meeting in the parking lot, but please show all kinds of love to this West Oakland rapper, 17 years old, Zoo. Boy, if you don't turn your mic on, stop playing.
All right. This was it was off a prompt. You feel me? Yeah. I'm an expert at this hood shit. I can make you the best diabetes-filled dessert on the west side of Oakland. All I need is some honey bun, strawberry shortcake, and some peanut butter. I learned how to make gourmet meals out of beef franks, barbecue sauce, and whatever vegetables we happen to have. I'm an expert at this hood shit. I had a 4.0, but it switched quick. I could teach you how to skip school and still get a diploma. I missed 3 weeks pre-corona. PS them truancy letters just to test to see if you really like the rest. I mean, the best of the best. Evading contact beyond the hood with less stress. I could teach you how to accept and still be what they expect. I'm an expert at this hood shit. I could teach you how to express your silence so loud. Everybody got to hear you, yet you still remain the most silent in the room. I'm an expert at this hood shit. I can teach you how to spend your time riding around, smoking and slapping. I can teach you how to make the pavement your playground from impromptu football games. I'm painting on the cement with tie tracks. I can teach you how to dance with your car down an empty street. I'm an expert at this hood shit. I know these back street like Chestnut No 24 and 26. I'm an expert at this hood shit. I can teach you how to make $1 out of thin air. When it comes to money moves, I'm a plot extraordinaire. In fact, I'm so good at this hood shit. I can tell you what knowledge might shorten your lifespan. I'm so good. I can teach you how to hide tears and trust no one but yourself. No, they've been snaking lately. I can teach you how to destroy and rebuild. I can teach you how to fall in love with lonely nights. I can teach you how to wear this cold air like a jacket. I could teach you how to shiver in a room full of people. I could teach you how to stand back against the wall, eyes glued on the crowd. I could teach you how to pray that a slow car rolling up behind you isn't another drive-by. Remember that week died for standing outside, and that same week my heart dropped when my youngin got shot. I could teach you how to stay out till morning and get anxious when still. I'm an expert at this hood shit. I could teach you how to dress pain with hustle. I'm an expert at this hood shit. I can't teach you depression, but at the right time of day, I could take you to see where it's felt. I'm an expert at this hood shit. I'm as old as my buildings is. I could teach you how to curate a playlist full of the deceased while they still alive. Yes, most of my idols have passed away, and it makes me scared of my fate. I'm so hood. Had corner store smell of cigarettes and cologne, made a home in my nose. I'm an expert at this hood shit, so expert I pray to live, period. I could teach you how to weave religion with tradition. I could teach you how to make your mama cry by not choosing right. I'm such an expert. I pray to forget the shit that gave me this hood PhD. But we go hand in hand. You see it, you see me. My phone was a little shaky, you feel me? It was out the notebook, you feel me? Off the no disclaimer.
And it was flames off the phone and out the notebook. Told y'all, it's a bad man. What a way to end the night. Thank you, Zoo. Zoo said, I can teach you how to wear this cold air like a jacket. There's so many other things that we all heard and put in the chat. Thank you again. Zoo. Hey. Yeah, it does. It was yeah. Yeah, thank y'all for coming through. This is the end. Thank you to tech support. Thank you to the list keeper. Thank you to stage manager. Thank you to chapter 510 programs. Thank you to Tova. Thank you to all of you all, both audience and the people who got on the mic. Yes, tap in with Zoo, SoundCloud, and Apple Music out here. Yeah, this has been a Chap Speaks production. Real quick disclaimer: this slogan has not been approved by either organization. Does not represent, but this is personal. Has been a Chap Speaks production because the next generation will publish themselves. Hope y'all have an amazing weekend. We'll see you back here in February. Have a great break. Whatever holidays you do or don't celebrate, enjoy the time wherever you are. Stay safe, y'all. Never seek attention. Mama said it first. Boy, just pay attention. That's why I'm never flexing. Focused on this pension. Bullshit retention. If you want that weird shit, man, fuck about my mentions. Cole said it too. For the loudest in the room. Not cause what they do, rather what they don't only.